All right, so we are back. Lords of the Fallen IGN has dropped another video, a deep dive into the Umbral realm, which is, I guess, after death or the area you can go to with the lantern. So yeah, let's jump right into it. Let's see what they have.
At the
All
heart of
right.
Lords of the Fallen is the existence of two parallel realms, the realm of the living, Axiom, and the realm of the dead, Umbral, along with the ability of the player to both reach across and fully transition between those realms. But there's a lot more to Umbral than just a Stranger Things-esque upside-down dimension with
I
creepy
think this area
tendrils
is like
and
so cool.
eyeballs following
I
you
like it.
wherever you go. So, let's raise our lamps into the unknown and do a deep dive into Lords of the Fallen's most unique element.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be pretty cool. And it's different.
When your character begins their journey, they'll be given the Umbral Lamp, which is your bridge between the realms of Axiom and Umbral. While you're in Axiom, you can open up a window into Umbral by holding up the lamp, allowing you to peer into the parallel world, and potentially.
So I wonder, does this technically make the game, I guess, 2 times bigger? Because essentially you have, I guess, like the Umbral realm on this hand, and then the regular land in this hand or realm. Like, that's insane.
Spot interesting differences or pathways that may provide you with a clue as to where to go. Some gates may impede your progress in Axiom, but when you hold up your lantern, you'll find that in Umbral no such gate exists. What may be a gap between platforms in the realm of the living.
Oh, okay. So you can legit just transfer in between those areas just by holding up the lamp. I thought it was either like you had to die or you had to like sacrifice yourself and lose like a life essentially. Because I know you have 2 lives. I thought you had to die and go in here, and if you died in there, then you died in the whole game.
May have solid footing in the realm of the dead. Not every path can be illuminated with just a lamp, however, and eventually you will have to voluntarily pull yourself into Umbral in order to physically interact with certain objects that will allow you to find a path forward. Coming into Umbral of your own volition comes with a very significant risk, however. You see, while in Axiom, if you die, you're able to
Okay,
respawn
here
in
it
Umbral,
is. All right.
essentially giving yourself a
So yeah,
second
you
chance.
still
But if you
technically
die in
die.
Umbral, you're actually dead, and will have to do the usual Souls-like journey of retracing your steps from your last checkpoint back to the spot where you died in order to claim your lost vigor. This quote-unquote journey of running back to your dropped currency when you die is one of the things that prompted the development of this Umbral mechanic. The team was looking for a way to innovate on that death loop that we've seen so many times in other Souls-likes and wanted it to check a series of boxes. First,
Yeah,
they
I think
wanted
that
to avoid
was
that cycle of the game over screen, racing back to get your fallen resources, and repeating this over and over again every time you die. They also wanted to mitigate that frustration caused from sudden deaths that forced the player
yeah, I think that was a good idea to kind of switch it up, change it up to change essentially that loop like he's saying. I think that's pretty cool.
to deal with the consequences of failure. And finally, they wanted a system where you didn't lose your experience upon the first death, and instead, you had the option to disengage, unless you were in a boss fight. In the words of creative director Cesar Virtuoso, plunging the character into a shadowy realm of entropic horror ticked all of these conditions of satisfaction. The moment we engage with these concepts such as, where does the player go upon death? If they resurrect on the spot, should there be gameplay modifiers in place to allow for a change of approach? How do they resume normal play? When we started asking those questions, we opened Pandora's box, and the true challenge was to rein in all the emerging ideas. The final thing to note on this particular aspect of Umbral is that while you cannot physically interact with anything in Umbral while you're in Axiom, enemies in Umbral are certainly able to interact with you. And
So
if
wait, wait,
something in
wait,
Umbral
wait. So you can't attack anything in Umbral? But we saw in the last video that someone attacked like a monster. So that I think he may be misspeaking on that one.
attacks you while your lamp is out, you'll get pulled into the land of the dead, which basically amounts to an instant kill on one of your lives. So be careful when you've got that lamp out.
I
The
don't know
duality
if that
of
was
the
right,
realms of
unless
the
I was
living and
just
the dead also
misunderstood.
comes into play during combat. Your lamp is able to do more than just provide a window into the Umbral realm. It's also able to literally rip the souls right out of enemies for a short period of time, allowing you to bypass their physical form and deal damage directly to their soul. This is called
That's
a
pretty
soul
cool.
flay, and it's an extremely important technique when it comes to dealing with tougher enemies. The damage you deal to an enemy's soul is treated as withered damage, which is basically temporary damage that gets delivered all at once if you can land a single hit once the soul returns to the enemy's body.
Okay, that's cool. So I wonder if you can do that to like bosses. 'Cause if you can do that to bosses, like if they ever get stunned, that's probably broken. And that's probably if you have like a glass cannon of a build, you do this and literally burst them down. It's like easy. So that's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out, how that works.
There's another, even more useful function of a soul flay, however. When you yank a soul from an enemy, you can direct which way you want it to go. The body follows the soul in this case.
Oh, snap.
So if you were to yank
Make
an
'em
enemy's
fall.
soul off of a ledge, you can instantly kill them with a single blow. This is obviously a super powerful technique, so it's limited by the number of soul flay charges you have available. You can refill your charges by using another one of the lamp's special abilities, Soul Siphon. You can use your Soul Siphon even while in Axiom to absorb both Vigor and Soul Flay charges from surrounding enemies. It also has another really important technique. Certain enemies will be empowered by an Umbral parasite that makes them extremely resilient. If you're able to kill the parasite floating around the enemy, you'll remove their buff
Parasite?
and make them
Oh, where's
much
the
easier
parasite?
to kill. But here's the catch. Remember that if you're in Axiom, you can't interact with enemies in Umbral. Heck, you won't even be able to see the parasite.
I'm about to say,
in
yeah, I
order
didn't
to
see the
deal with
parasite.
while in Axiom, you'll need to first find it by raising your lamp, then run over to it, and use a quick soul siphon to burn it away, all while avoiding the actual enemy you're fighting against. Of course, if you're already in Umbral, you can just take out the parasite with a simple attack, but it's an interesting dynamic in the way that you have to work extra hard in order to keep the advantage of remaining in Axiom.
That's pretty cool. All right. So I don't know if they answered this question in like any other videos, but if you're in Umbral, is your partner also an Umbral? Or is it separate? So if you're an Umbral, your partner's still alive, so they can fight in the real world and you can fight in the Umbral world. Would it be two separate entities that you're fighting? I think that's an important question. Because essentially, if you go into the Umbral world and weaken it, you're essentially weakening it for, I guess, your co-op partner in the real world or in the alive world, whatever realm. Like, I wonder if that's how it works.
As we've established, it's very easy to enter Umbral, but it's actually pretty difficult to leave. In order to return to Axiom, you'll need to find a vestige, which is Lords of the Fallen's version of a bonfire, or a flower bed where you can plant a vestige seed to create your own checkpoint.
Oh, and I think I understand the whole lantern. So whenever you're holding the lantern, you can't interact with anything on the Umbral side. But if you're actually in the Umbral realm, then you can interact. I think that's how it works.
To take care not to waste a vestige seed on an unneeded checkpoint, however, as the resource is quite rare, and you'd hate to come across a much needed flower bed and not have a seed to plant. Remaining in Umbral is a risky endeavor, as the longer you hang around in the realm of the dead, the worse it is for you. There's an affliction called Umbral Dread, which deepens every passing second you remain.
Oh, that's
in Umbral,
cool.
marked by a creepy eye in the top right of the UI. As the affliction deepens, the player will start seeing Umbral echoes and illusions of monsters that will occasionally materialize into existence. The worse the Umbral Dread gets, the stronger these monsters will become, ultimately culminating in the appearance of a monster that the developers didn't want to spoil, but described as being the apex predator of the Umbral realm. But there
Somebody's gonna do a playthrough of 100% Umbral. Watch. I'm saying it now. Someone's gonna spend their entire time in the game in Umbral, and they're gonna beat it, and it's gonna be insane.
is a risk-reward element to remaining in Umbral as well, as the longer you remain, the higher your Vigor multiplier will go, granting you more currency from each enemy you slay. On top of that, there are Umbral-only
Oh
treasure
yeah,
chests
there's
with lots of
definitely
gear,
reasons to just
weapons,
go in there
and
though.
important upgrade materials. So, if you're able to brave through the horrors of Umbral, you stand to come out the other side much richer than when you came in. There are plenty more surprises that await you in Umbral, but those are left for you to discover on your own when Lords of the Fallen releases on PC, Xbox Series X, and PlayStation 5 on October 13th. Thanks for watching, and for more Lords
In
of the Fallen,
October?
make sure to check out our boss battle
Huh.
gameplay, and stay tuned all throughout the month of August as our IGN First coverage continues on.
I didn't realize it was going to be in October. Huh. All right. That's probably going to be a really good video to like do or even look into or even watch other people play it. I'll probably play it myself. But it'd probably be really fun to play and get into like during the month of October. But yeah, I guess that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and comment down below. Are you excited? Like, are you interested in this Umbral and Lords of the Fallen? Like, every video I see, I get more and more invested. Like, I'm thinking about, all right, what friend can I play this with? What friend is gonna enjoy this with me? But yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and peace.